Welcome back, everyone, as we continue on waiting for the Lamb of God. We've moved our marker one more spot again today, and we are getting ever so close to that big celebration of Easter when we remember all that Jesus did for us when he came to earth. And so we wait on the Lamb of God. And it's going to be a great day when we finally get there. And it's a great day every day. I hope today you got a chance to go outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. I don't even have our fire on today because it's so warm and so nice. So if you haven't already, make sure you get outside in your driveway to ride your bike or draw with chalk or play some basketball or play catch. Just anything to be outside and to be active today. And wherever you are today, God is with you. And we remember that as we light our Christ candle, that God is here with us today. He's here at our house, He's outside, He's inside, and He gave us this beautiful weather today. So, what a great thing to remember and to celebrate. Even as we're just by ourselves at our homes, it's a good thing to remember. So, God is with us today as we wait for the Lamb of God. And today I've got a great story for us today that tells more about how Jesus wanted to mend God's broken world. And as he tried to do that while he was here on earth as part of God's amazing rescue plan, and how he showed us how to live. So we're going to read a story today called Filled Full. And I wonder if you can think about some stories that you might know from the Bible. What could Filled Full be about? Hmm. We're going to read it, and then I'm going to share with you something very special. So let's read it together. Our story today is called Filled Full. There were once 5,000 tired and hungry, and probably very grumpy people sitting on a hillside wanting their dinner. It's about that time, isn't it? They'd come to hear Jesus that day. They came before breakfast, stayed all morning, all afternoon, and way past dinner. Ooh, I bet they're hungry. No one had meant to be out there that long, but that's how it was listening to Jesus, as if time didn't exist. People could listen to Jesus for hours, and on this particular day, that's just what they did. But they hadn't brought enough food, and they couldn't just go and buy themselves a burger and fries to go because, of course, they were in the middle of nowhere with no shops or restaurants. Besides, that kind of food wasn't invented yet. They couldn't go through a drive-through. So what would they do? Jesus' friends had an idea. Let's send everyone home for dinner. Hmm, I wonder. I wonder if Jesus will agree with that. Let's find out. They don't need to go, Jesus said. You can give them something to eat. Did Jesus want them to travel all the way to town and buy enough food for everyone? There were 5,000 people, remember. That's a lot. Jesus' friends panicked. But we didn't have enough money. Well, what food do you have? Jesus asked. Go and see. Now, there was a little boy in the crowd. He had brought a lunch that his mother had made for him that morning. He looked at his 5 fine loaves and 2 fish. It wasn't much, not nearly enough for 5,000, but it was all he had. I have some, he said. Jesus' friends laughed when they saw his little lunch. That's not nearly enough, they said. Hmm, I wonder, is it? They were wrong. Jesus knew it didn't matter how much the little boy had. God would make it enough, more than enough. Jesus said, bring me what you have. And so the little boy gave Jesus his lunch. Jesus winked at the little boy and whispered in his ear, watch. How in the world will Jesus feed everyone with just that? Jesus' friends said, because they thought it was impossible. But Jesus knew the one who made all the fish in the oceans. And Jesus knew the one who in the very beginning had made everything out of nothing at all. How hard would something like this be? for someone like that? Hmm. What do you think? Is it going to be hard? Can he do it? Jesus took the little boy's lunch, looked up to heaven, and thanked his Father. Then Jesus gave the little lunch back to his friends. As Jesus' friends started to hand out the food, do you know what? It was the strangest thing. No matter how much they broke off, there was always more and more and more. Enough for 5,000. Everyone ate as much as they wanted, second helpings, third helpings, even fourths, until they were full. And still, there were leftovers. Wow. Jesus did miracles like this. Things people thought couldn't happen, that weren't natural, but it was the most natural thing in the world. It's what God had been doing from the beginning, of course, taking the nothing and making it everything, taking the emptiness and filling it up, taking the darkness and making it light. Wow. God can do some pretty amazing things, can't he? And Jesus showed just that in our story today. How he could take nothing and make it everything. Take just a little lunch and make it into a huge lunch with more than enough for everyone who was there. Our God's like that. He loves us that much, and he wants us to know that he is more than enough. So here's a challenge for today. I'm wondering if you have some things at your house that you could use to make something. Because we need to have some things to make things. We can't make it out of nothing at all. But we have things to start. Maybe you have a cookie or a brownie mix at home. Or maybe you have a wonderful recipe, like our favorite recipe for chocolate chip cookies. And you have the chocolate chips and all the other things you'll need. Take some time tonight to bake some cookies or some brownies or bars or your favorite bread or something and share it with your neighbor. You can just put a few on a small plate, wrap it up, and put it on their front porch and let them know that it's there. Just share with them something that you have. Just like the little boy shared his lunch with Jesus and Jesus made it more than enough, sharing with your neighbors makes it more than enough and a very good day indeed. We'll see you tomorrow.